Okay, it's already on now. So good morning and good evening, everyone. Welcome to C Studios Making Magic live stream program. So my name is Lily, a product marketing manager here at C. So today I have my colleague Kevin joining us.
Hi guys, this is Kevin from C, product manager.
Yes.
Especially today I will talk more about the hardware side on the display.
Okay, so for our Making That Gadget program, it's about a weekly live stream that we covering topics like new techs, including like new products, new parts, new tools, and even like devices. And then we will also covering like the stories that how we collaborate or co-create with the community to launch their products. So if you have any questions during the live stream, feel free to ask any questions that you have for both of us or our special guest today in the live chat box. And then in the era of like IoT, I think dashboards are everywhere, right? And it also plays a very important role in like showing very informative like informations, and then also drive to insight-based decisions. So today, for this very specific episode, we are going to cover the topic like building no-code, no subscription e-in dashboards with Terminal and C Studio. So for today's agenda, maybe Kevin, could you walk us through a little bit about the agenda today?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, today we have a few parts. I think we should start with warmly welcome our guest Ryan from Terminal, and he will tell us, give us a brief introduction of Terminal project and why people should choose Terminal. Yeah, that's the first part.
After that, because like it's a joint launch live stream, very special one. So we are going to unveil the joint effort kit together, which is called the Terminal 7.5-inch OG DIY kit. So Kevin, for that part, Kevin will walk us through to the details of the kit that we are launching today.
Yes.
And then followed by that will be a exciting like first round of the giveaway, where we will give away 3 kits.
Yeah, and I will also choose a lucky one with a screenshot who may answer the question for the correct answer for the first 1 or 2, right?
Yes. And then after that, we will have like Ryan from the Terminal team to walk us through the software part, because we have covered the hardware, and then it will be the software side to kind of like let more people learn more about the magics behind Terminal. And then after that, we will also kind of like have a deeper dive into the collaboration in between to kind of like to share how we collaborate together with the Terminal team to make this kit happen by embracing the open source spirit and then the community. And then after that, we will have another round of giveaway to give away 3 Terminal firmware assets. And followed by that, it will be a Q&A session.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so I think because the Terminal, this is the Terminal hardware. Yeah, sorry.
Yes, and then now I think we need to switch to
the live stream to welcome.
Yes. So because like it's a joint effort launch, so we cannot do it without our partner, Terminal. So let me have the honor and then also the excitement to welcome Ryan, the founder of Terminal, to the stage. And then Ryan is a musician himself and also a very talented self-taught developer. He has spent almost 10 years building software for e-commerce sellers before becoming one himself now. So welcome Ryan to the stage. Ryan.
Thank you.
Yeah, there you go.
Now.
Thanks a lot for having me. I don't know if I should jump into some of the stuff we have prepared, but I will just start by saying that we started tinkering with e-ink a couple years ago, and I know many people here have worked on e-ink for a lot longer than I have, but one thing that we found to be really tough building personal dashboards is figuring out how to use web technologies, which a lot of us have learned, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and convert that to bytecode, to two-dimensional arrays, to bitmaps. And a lot of us started and kind of gave up when we realized that it took a lot more time than we wanted to put something we designed on the web onto an e-ink screen. And so what we've been trying to do with Terminal, among other things, is make designing your own personal dashboard as easy as designing a web page with just HTML and CSS. And so excited to show today, I think, how we've kind of achieved that, and looking forward to this partnership as well.
Yes, and then Ryan thinks like I think we have a very specific amount of audience who are not very familiar with Terminal yet. So maybe you can give us a walkthrough or a very brief intro to Terminal.
Sure.
Yeah.
So Terminal is an e-ink dashboard, and it's actually, should I jump into some presentation materials?
Yes, I think that would be great.
Okay, yeah, please share the slides.
So the impetus for Terminal, our vision is to help people stay focused. And you know, a lot of us have a lot of Chrome tabs and push notifications and just different things that we pay for or that we own that kind of own us. They distract us, they give us stress and anxiety. And so with Terminal, we're trying to help people stay informed with information, whether it's weather or details about your smart home or your homework, but without being distracted. And so we got started last summer on a Kickstarter campaign, and that was a really awesome experience because we sold 1,300 devices to early believers and early adopters and innovators all over the world. At that time in June, we had a prototype, so the typical crowd-funded kind of campaign. And within a month, we had our firmware open sourced, and within 3 months, we began shipping devices. And by the end of last year, we released an open source web server client so that you could have a terminal without any access, without giving us any access to your personal data. And then early this year, a popular YouTuber, Snazzy Labs, started making content about us. That sold us out. And then throughout the spring of 2025, we were restocking and just building. We added localizations for lots of different countries and languages. We added more server clients that are all open source, 3D printed mounts. And now finally today, we're ready to sort of extract our key learnings from the web app side, from the software side, and allow anyone to build their own terminal with C Studio.
Weeks. So we are offering 20% off for the first 200 kits. And the Terminal team is also very generous to joining the celebration as well. So they are offering like 20% off for the first 200 Terminal access. So you can use the code terminal-seed-DIY to get the very exclusive offers. But don't worry about the code. My colleague Leora, who is active in the live chat box now, and then she will share all the links to both the kit and then also the Terminal access, and then also the code that you can use to get the to enjoy the this is very special offers. So as we already unveil the kit together now, so I think it would be great that we can have more details about the kit, right?
Kit. Yeah.
So Kevin, how about you giving the audience and then also the community to giving us more details about the kit itself?
Yeah, sure. I also have a slides to prepare, and later I will have another angle to see what's inside for real. And here is slides.
Sure.
All right, guys, if you can see my screen. The kit name is Terminal 7.5. OG DIY kit, so it's quite important. And this is, I think, the first official like the DIY kit. The BYOD stands for Build Your Own Device.
Yeah.
So that's name of the kit, and the price is just you can see it's 44.9 USD dollar, and here you can see the panelist, the display, mono ink display, battery, mainboard, the cable, extension cable, and including FPC antenna accessible. So that's basically the part list from the kit. Later I will share. Hold on, I'll share the. If you guys can see the kit.
So here is the full part list of the kit.
Yes. Okay. So that's the display. It's quite neat, and the resolution is 80 by 480.
Yeah.
800 and by 480, and that's with quite good view angle. Yeah, because ink, right?
Yeah.
And this is the extension cable. Otherwise, if you want to build your own enclosure, so maybe the default, the by default cable is not enough, long enough, so you can extend the cable to make it adapt to your own enclosure design. And this is a battery. The battery will include a 2000 milliamp battery.
It's around
a few months. Like the standard is
3 months.
3 months.
In the this sleep mode, right?
Yeah, with a deep sleep mode. And speaking, I think despite the display, the most important one is the mainboard. The mainboard is built-in. It's not autofocus right now. So it's built-in, powered by a ESP32 shell, and
S3.
Yes, 3, and this is the final version. We have few version iteration. Let me switch back to the slides.
I think like for this board, it's I see there are like different like buttons, right? And then also like a switch on board, and then also it also includes two different connectors for you to expand your e-ink displays.
Okay.
So yeah, maybe like Kevin, you can share more details about that. Why there are maybe two different connectors
I
for
think
that?
the first meet between SID and terminal project is this display. This display is the original shell display, which is powered by the shell module ESP32C3, and and with the expansion board and with enclosure. And we heard a lot of feedback from the communities. And we heard a lot of feedback from the communities, like the battery level is not readable.
Yes.
So we decided to switch to another board, which board. We want to make the new board and to read the battery and add more possibilities, more keys to the board, and it's not only support one display, also another display, more like the colorful display. Maybe in the future, terminal will have colorful.
Maybe Ryan can have like a spoiler
it works
afterwards.
perfectly with the current terminal display.
Yeah.
And after two versions, we change better buttons, and so it turns out what it looks like now. It is under manufacturing in the factory now, so it will be ready for shipping like by end of this month, right?
Yes.
So that's a board. Okay, and next There is a diagram about the board of.
Kevin, you haven't changed the mode now.
Orange change. They are same.
Okay. There are delays, right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
All right, so you can see the power switch, receive button, few user keys, and the ESP32 plus. Why we choose plus? Because the normal ESP the shell module do not have enough pins one to offer more pins. So that's we can read the battery and other provide more IOs. So that's the pin out of the hardware. So next, I think the most important for the DIY kit is not a final device DIY kit. So that means it is ready for users, geeks, like you guys who can build your own live stream, your own enclosures. For now, we have 2 templates ready. And those 2 templates will be shared in the wiki document later. And
yes, and then that's the enclosures. The kit doesn't come with like an enclosure, right? But we are offering like the enclosure designs available for the community to download. And then the most important part is for remixing as well, because like we see a lot of like developers. They will like doing some tweaks and then also remix the enclosures that we provide.
Because they want their own
make it very unique for their own like applications, or maybe adding some of their personal elements to the enclosures.
Yeah, we have a model like this one. It's quite sleek, very sharp, and those like the L form factor. And we also have this one, the panda.
Yeah. the color combination is quite looks for like a panda. So if you guys are very interested in exploring these enclosures, all the enclosures will be available on our printables, Thingiverse, and then also like Makerworld account. So just follow us over there, because like we have starting sharing more open source enclosures on this 3 different platforms. So if you guys have any like requests for other enclosures, to let us know as well, so we can kind of like, you can just make the wish, and then our application engineer here will like try to make it like a dream come true. Okay?
Yeah, I think the most talent design is in the community. Next page, you can see there are a few beautiful, gorgeous design in the community already. And thanks to those, this one, the name is printed on the picture as well.
Like so many different applications, like stock price. I also see like GitHub contribution and a calendar, weather, and so many more of other applications, right?
Yeah, sure. And I think like the Ryan just said, those are maybe the native plugins you can just select and use, and you can create your own plugins if you are a developer to welcome to contribute to the project as well.
Yes.
So that's my slides about the hardware side.
Yeah. That's awesome. So I think like Ryan will cover more about the terminal, like the magic behind terminal, and then also the capabilities of terminal later. But before that, I think we would love to have like get the assignments up a little bit. So now let's enter into the first round of a giveaway. So for this round, we will be giving away 3 free terminal 7.5-inch OG DIY kit that Kevin just showed. And then the rules are very simple. So Kevin will ask a questions when I say go. And then the 3 people who answer the questions the fastest in the live chat box will be the winner. Since there will be delays among different displays, So we are using like a phone here as the reference to pick up the winners, okay? So, and then also another reminder, so we will be like, all the prize will be rewarded in the format of coupon. So that after the live stream, coupon for you guys. So Kevin, please.
Another question will be, so I mentioned about the kit is built by powered by the by Xiao series. So the question is, which Xiao board is on board for this terminal DIY kit? Which Xiao board? So let's go.
It's on board. I think it's a very simple one. So let's see. Oh, I think we already got like one.
Eric, right?
Yes, Eric.
The answer is ESP32 Plus.
So the right answer is Xiao ESP32S3 Plus.
Yeah.
So I think we got the first. Oh, okay. We already got the winners. The first one is Eric. The second one is Christopher. And then Chris, and then the other one is Caleb, Swede's son, right? I am not sure about the pronunciation. So
let us keep the screenshot.
Yes, let's take the screenshot. So big congratulations to Eric, Chris, and then also Caleb. So to claim your prize, please contact us at through email. By reaching out us at maker@c.cc for claiming the prize, okay? My colleague Leora will share more details about how to claim your prize in the chat box as well. So make sure to contact us ASAP so that we can giving out the prize as soon as possible as well. Okay? So yes, yes, this is the first round of the lucky draw. So for those who didn't win the prize yet, don't be afraid about any questions you have in the live chat box. And then because after the sharing, we will have a Q&A session.
All right.
So Ryan, could you go on to share your screen and then to tell us more about Terminal?
Sounds great.
Yeah, thank you.
Great. Right on. So yeah, we covered before a little bit about kind of why we exist, and we've been around just about 1.5 years now. But let's jump into the fun part, which is kind of our point of view for building software that interacts with hardware in a way that we think makes it really easy to get up and running.
Yeah.
And so that really first starts with our web application, which you are welcome to not use. So that's a critical part of this partnership and our ethos generally. We do not want any access to your data, your personal weather stations, but we do provide a web application that you have lifetime access to when you join Terminal. We also provide self-hosted solutions. But on that hosted solution, there are over 300 plugins, and that's a mix of plugins that we develop ourselves, which you can see here on the left, as well as plugins developed by the community. And plugins developed by the community are super interesting. They can be anything from comics to Lord of the Ring quotes, Plex Media Server, Home Assistant, anything you can think of, and a lot of things we've never thought of, frankly, become what we call recipes in our community plugin kind of intersection or marketplace. The second cool thing about Terminal on the web is that we make it really simple to schedule what you want to see and when you want to see it, just using our scheduler and our playlist interface. So it's obviously not a lot of fun to set up cron jobs and do a lot of things that are backend only to drive an e-paper display or to drive a personal dashboard. So we want to make it really simple. And the way we do that is with a drag and drop interface that allows you to have different layouts and different times of day and different days of week based on your lifestyle. So if you want to set up 50-50 left, right of your weather and calendar, you can do that. If you want to set up a 4-quadrant view with business metrics, you can do that as well. And that's all in the Terminal playlist editor. And the next, and this is probably most important for those of you watching now, we have a really detailed I think, pretty robust web editor that has features like live preview, as well as JavaScript console, and even a backend end-to-end debugger so that you can build plugins from scratch in the web editor without even opening up a text editor or spinning up your own server. So if you provide things like endpoints you want to pull from, if you have servers you want to send webhooks from, you can store all of that inside of your terminal private plugins and treat terminal as your personal server, as your compute layer, as your database layer. Terminal can maintain state. So terminal can do all of that for you if you want. And then as you're building those plugins, we have something we call the Framework UI Kit. Because as you've all probably noticed when you start working with these peripheral displays, the resolution on e-ink is not yet an 8K television. It's not a Samsung Frame TV.
Yeah.
So what we've spent the last year and a half doing is figuring out how to squeeze every bit of quality we can from this 800 by 480 display. And we do that through our soon-to-be open source framework design system. And this has, sort of similar to Bootstrap or Tailwind, it has copy-paste components to make really crisp, clean layouts that have bitmap fonts that scale well and don't look grainy, regardless of what you're trying to build. And then if all of that isn't enough, in addition to our API docs, our help documentation, and multiple engineers that are on our live chat, we also have a developer community that I just checked this evening. It has over 4,700 people.
Wow.
And those are, that's a group of people who are happy to help you build your plugin, happy to swap tips and ideas. We personally get a lot of our best feature requests directly from this developer community that you can be a part of, today if you want to get involved with the Seed partnership. Now moving over, and I don't know if Lily, if you wanted to stop me there, but I could jump over into the firmware features as well.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think, yes, that would be great.
Cool. So on the firmware side, that was the web app, which again, you can spin up your own web app and point it to your local network. You don't even need it to be on a private cloud. But on the firmware side, which has been open source for about exactly a year now, we have a pretty simple kind of algorithm block scheme, a sort of wake up, get content, download the content, and go to sleep strategy. But what makes the firmware kind of interesting to customize or for tinkerers is this Wi-Fi, this captive portal, which allows you to sort of give your terminal an interface because it otherwise doesn't have many buttons, right? There's not a keyboard connected to your display, but you want to do things like pair it with Wi-Fi or multiple Wi-Fis, or you want to point it to custom servers. All of that is possible with our firmware out of the box without touching a single line of code. And with this partnership with Seed, we even have different development environments and builds that you'll be able to point and click to flash firmware from our web. So you won't even need to set up a text editor to customize your firmware. In this last couple of weeks, we've been investing a lot of time into battery performance, looking at every single log, every single moment that something is consuming power, like the Wi-Fi module or when it's busy. And we've made some optimizations, and you will get thousands of refreshes on this 2,000 milliamp hour battery that you're getting in your Seed kit. If you translate those refreshes to days or weeks, it kind of depends if you refresh every 5 minutes or every 15 minutes, if you let your device go to sleep. If you use it the way that most terminal users are using their devices, you're going to get months of battery life on one charge, which is really, really neat, because now you're encouraged to put your terminal in places you might not put IoT devices. So you might hang it by your front door where there aren't any power cables, or you might put it in a place that doesn't look good if there's a power cord, because you don't need that with a device like Terminal. And then finally, like I mentioned earlier, if you're not interested in using our closed source web server, which again, you'll have lifetime access to, you can also spin up one of our 6 different BYOS clients. So that's build your own server. We have those written in Ruby, JavaScript, Python, Rust. There's a lot of different options for you there. And many of them are Dockerized as well. So again, you don't even have to set up dependencies on your machine to start running your own terminal server. And this one depicted here is called Terminus. This is our flagship BYOS client. and we're putting a lot of investment into it so that it can be as feature-rich as the core platform, but again, it's running only on your local network.
Wow.
Wow, sounds good.
And now to move on to kind of the intersection of the web app, which I first showed, and then the firmware, which we just walked through, are some of these additional features that you're going to get from your Seed device that are available point and click inside of the Terminal web portal. One of them that's really neat are what we call special functions. So if you look at these boards, you'll notice they have a few buttons, but it's unclear what each of them should do. And Seed has set it up so that a couple of the buttons are open to programming by you, but we've also added some functionality to the other buttons. So if you single click, you can skip to your next screen. If you double click, you can do really anything you want. In this slide, we have guest mode, so you can go to something specific, but you could also program your double click to enter Wi-Fi pairing or to restart your playlist. You can even have your double click send you an email with whatever content is on the screen so you can look at it later.
Wow.
And then we have taken advantage of even triple click, 5-second press, 15-second press. And we've really pushed the limits on what you can do with pixels on the screen, as well as what can you do with just 1 or 2 buttons, so that you can get maximum interactivity and you don't have to fumble for your phone or go for the captive portal just to make small tweaks to your device configuration.
Yeah, thank you so much for this special support for this kit. Yeah,
that's really cool. And then I think what I love the most about Terminal is kind of like the openness that you are offering to the community, because like you guys are also—
That's right. I think, well, it's an interesting business model to be in the open source world, because a lot of times people sell subscription software, and the only way that they make any money and keep the business is if people keep using their closed source.
I think it's a bad sign from the typhoon is coming. Yeah, outside, so it's quite.
Don't blame the typhoon, Kevin. We just need to get a better performance VPNs.
Yeah, sorry, my fault.
Sorry about it, Ryan, and then also to all the audience. So Ryan, could you like go over from the demo part?
Yeah,
sorry about that.
Yeah.
No worries, no worries. Yeah, that gave me a chance to add some more content here. So this is my own personal terminal dashboard. It's driven by our playlist, which is a really simple drag and drop editor that's going to arrange the ordering of what you want to see. But then where it gets really powerful is when you go into the schedule mode. So if I click over here, you can see that I'm able to set up different plugins, what we call them, on different days of the week and from different times of the day. I can also make things last or have higher or lower priority, and I can show things for different amounts of time. So imagine that at 8 a.m. every day, you want to see your calendar for 30 minutes, and then you want to start cycling through Reddit or Hacker News or other things that are entertainment, and you only want to see those for 5 minutes. You just point and click, and you've built out your playlist.
Wow.
Once your playlist is good to go, you might start building private plugins, which I think would be a cool thing to show off to everyone here. And so on the plugins tab, we have native plugins up at the top, which we've built, we maintain, and we update them with new features all the time, pretty much every day. But down below, we have community plugins. So these are built by people just like you. They don't even necessarily require spinning up a server. You're able to build these completely from scratch inside of the Terminal UI. And if I were to show you some of them are just wild. So this is Matrix, but it's the date. So July 18, 2025, Friday.
Oh, I didn't.
Really cool stuff.
Yes, really cool.
Blocks, dad jokes, anything you want to see. And some of them are, of course, more complex. They have fields that you can fill in. But let's go try to build one ourselves, or actually maybe open up one, which I was working on the other day. So here's an example plugin where we have some form fields at the top that we've defined down here through YAML syntax. So if you want to build a plugin and you don't want to edit the code to change a parameter, you can actually create HTML form fields, select, input, all the typical stuff using this editor. And once you click save, you've now invented a user interface to drive and power your plugin. so that users don't have to write code to change it. And if we want to make changes, we can go into this markup editor, and you can see here we have this live preview, and you can edit for all of the different sizes for your plugin. And so if I were to go here in your variables, you can see this is actually pulling from a Google Sheet. So I didn't even have to set up a JSON endpoint or a server. I pasted in a Google Sheet URL, and this is pulling down each row and column and putting it into a collection for me. And then I can merge these variables into my data set, as we've done here, using Liquid syntax. So Liquid is similar to Vue.js or Angular, React. It's kind of, they're all kind of the same. A JavaScript templating language that allows you to loop through objects and manipulate data, and then push it into JavaScript. You can put it into HTML. And as you see here, this is just HTML and CSS with a pipe or a JavaScript library loaded for charting. And we've piped in that data to that chart. And so once you save these, you can even open them up in new preview tabs and see how they're going to look on your display in a sort of realistic way. But once you set up your plugin and you're happy with it, you can go over to your plugin settings screen, and you can force refresh that plugin down here. And then you're just going to wait a few seconds. That's going to generate new images, and then that's what's going to show on your display. So we try to make a really rapidly iterated type of interface so that you're not slowed down. So here, synced less than a minute ago, refreshed less than a minute ago. We've just developed a private plugin that points to an open Google Sheet. We've added custom fields to it, and we can now share this with the community by just clicking to publish as a recipe. Once you click this, our server will actually check that the plugin is in good shape. So if I try this now, you'll see it tells me a few things I should do. So I should add my bio, I should give it an icon. And as I complete these tasks and just click to submit again, these tasks go away, and it's all self-service, and then this gets sent to our team, and we can publish your plugin, or you can keep it to yourself forever. There's, I think, over 50,000 maybe private plugins on Terminal right now, with a few hundred of them being shared as recipes.
Impressive.
And then once you've got your devices all up and running, you may get some value from our dashboard where we have a live news stream. We show recent plugins and recipes, new features. And then if you're someone like me and you're a power user, then you're probably going to have multiple devices. So you can see here, I actually have my own Seed DIY kit right here. It's all set up. And it's running a plugin that shows movie posters from any decade. So I selected 1960s, and every few minutes it finds an old movie that I might want to watch. And each of your devices has its own instance of playlists and plugins. So you could have one in your kitchen showing recipes and family calendar, and you can have one in your office showing your work stuff. So once you select a device from the picker, you'll be able to see battery life, how good the Wi-Fi reception is, and all of that is still compatible with this new Seed DIY device.
That's really cool. Wow.
I think the packaging, either the native packagings and also the third party developed by the community plugins, those packaging makes this this hardware more vivid, more powerful.
This is the whole ecosystem that are supporting this kit. So we are really happy to kind of like to see more of our products, or even including this kit, to be able to run the terminal firmware. So thank you so much, Ryan, for sharing so many details about terminal, and then also doing the quick demo. So I think back to this collaboration between terminal and Seed, I think if there is only one word to kind of like cover it, it should be like open source. So actually, from my kind of like a personal perspective, I have some questions for the collaborations. So what kind of like, because like we are based in different like part of the world, right? but we are still maintained to this project together from remote. So maybe you two, Kevin and Kevin and Ryan, that you can share your perspective.
Sure.
How can we achieve that? I think some of the communities and audience might be interested in these questions as well.
Yeah, I think Ryan, you go first, and yeah, because it's more like software, contributor around the world.
Yeah.
So you talk about the software first, and I will share about the hardware side.
Yeah, great. I'm sorry. So are we wanting to answer from the community, or should we ask each other?
No. This question is for me.
Yeah, this question is about this is open source project, and the magic of the open source is collaboration. Globally, either on the firmware side or on the hardware side. So, how you collaborate or maintain this project, by your team.
I see. Sure. Well, personally, I've been involved in remote teams for probably 10 years now. So that helps logistically.
Wow.
And when anything is code related, we have amazing tooling like Git and pull requests and issues, and async communication is, or the engineering community is conducive to async communication, right? And so how we collaborate is, on one hand, we're very community driven. We see what people ask for or what they upvote. We have a public roadmap on Trello. We have ideas channels in our Discord community, and we get great ideas from them. We also have to have our own vision and a roadmap, and we know where we're going in 3 months and 6 months and 12 months. And so essentially we're trying to create devices that reduce distractions and give people what they want without advertisements, without annoying them. And so that's our filter when ideas come in from the community. And then in terms of the collaboration itself, tactically, a lot of it comes down to creating documentation and making it as easy as possible to get involved. And so, for example, there are non-coders who have written code that is on the terminal servers because we open sourced our internationalization library. So if you speak Chinese or Japanese, you can contribute translations to our web application or to plugins without knowing how to code or running a server. And everyone will then have access to your contributions. Or if you're a designer, you can enter a hackathon and you can design a front end of a plugin, even if you're not sure how to hook up the back end. If you're someone who only is interested in back end, you can check out our plugins repository and help fix bugs or add features. If you're a 3D modeler and you like sketching or AutoCAD, you can go to our mockups library, as you've shown in your deck previously, and you can help make new enclosures or kickstands or wall mounts. And so we're trying to create a portal by which anyone with any type of skill set can get involved, because there's web, there's embedded systems, there's firmware, there's pure design, there's CSS, there's a lot of things that someone can get involved in. And the community has been growing, and there's over 20,000 devices now, and like I said, almost 5,000 folks in the Discord. And so if it weren't for the community, we wouldn't be building the right thing.
Yes,
so it's really a symbiotic relationship, and it's been working well.
That's
for sure. Yeah.
That's amazing. Yes, to set up like a clear guidelines for the contribution. Yeah, and then set up like a clear workflow as well for everyone to contribute. Yeah. So Kevin, what's your
I think Ryan has mentioned about the part of the hardware side. It's like the enclosure, contribute, and the designers are really good at the design or sketch. They have their own inclusive enclosure design and share to the communities. And speaking of the hardware side, I have one to add on is since we And the first time we have this show display, and that time is just a few board together, put designing enclosure. That's it, and saying and people are asking us why this display haven't support terminal yet. So yeah,
Yes.
that's okay. Terminal, yeah, good. Yeah, let's give it a try.
That's actually how we are led to the terminal team, to be honest.
Yes, yes.
From the community as
yeah,
well.
On Twitter, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, and at that time we started to thinking about what will be a better hardware to yeah, specially designed for the terminal project. And we also heard of feedback on the hardware side, the users who bought this display originally designed for home assistant, and then yeah, it's not being able to read battery level for terminal, and can you add it? So that's it, and it's quite safe. Can you make a slim board for that? So that's where we come from, the sport. So we also hear feedback from the community, and we take hardware, we do the iteration, and finally come out to this kit. And also speaking, the number two is NC Studio. We build hardware, and we also working on the driver side. We also working on especially in the driver side, because when we doing the compatibility test, we found there are different pin assignment and the display adjustment, the antenna, the power transmission level. So we also contribute to the, especially in the driver code as well, and offer to the terminal, put in the PR and yeah, and merge as a final firmware for the community, for the user. Yeah.
That's great. And then yes, we take like feedback from the community and then kind of like include them into the roadmap. So that's from the hardware side. So I think because like I think we are getting a lot of like questions from the live chat bots. So maybe we can just skip my next question. So let's head to the Q&A session first. Yeah. So I think I got a questions from Victor Bostas for Ryan. This is a question for Ryan. I have two early model seed 7.5 e-paper panel. Do I need two BYOD subs? This is questions for you, Ryan.
Sure. So the spirit of this this partnership with Seed is that they're providing a hardware kit and we're providing essentially a software kit. Both sides of that are interchangeable or optional. So if you already have hardware, you could get access to software. If you already want to build your own web server or use one of our open source ones, you can access hardware. Some of you may see on our store, we have something called Developer Edition. This is an add-on to our native device. BYOD is actually much better, and it's for any device. And two key differences with BYOD to make this very clear. When you set up BYOD, you can input any MAC address you want, and you can change your device's MAC address at will. So if you want to use an ESP32C3 and then an S3 Plus, then you want to switch to a Raspberry Pi, it's flexible. When you have a regular native device, what we call, it's fixed. The MAC address is tied to that registered device. The second big change with BYOD license or benefit is that you have lifetime access to the team. Yeah. I think I might be buffering, but you have lifetime access to the team, the support, the community, without having to extend any extra personal data like a checkout. And so the BYOD license is totally optional, but if you want to get some of the firepower of Terminal's web app with only the Seed hardware, you can check out our open source server plans. Okay. I think you have also covered another question from Robert. Do we have to pay for developer edition like we would for terminal devices for access to stuff like APIs? Yes, so exactly. I think I answered that. Yes. Developer edition is not related to building your own hardware.
Okay, so here is another question. I think it's for Kevin for the hardware side. From Christopher, does it do partially screen refresh for this kit, the e-paper? Partially screen refresh. Does it do that?
Partially screen refresh. I think that question for Ryan too, but I think it's not partially refresh. It's just a fraction of a frame and a time, right?
So I don't want to say the wrong thing, but this is one of Seed's latest devices in my hands, and in some testing, I think one of the tests has support for partial refresh and fast refresh, but it will require some more firmware changes to activate it. So currently, whether you're using BYOD, a server client, open source, content that your screen displays is generated by the server, and the firmware downloads that. So partial refresh, I think, can be technically supported by the panel, but we'll have to do some more building on the firmware side so that plugins are generated client side on the peripheral device. So that's something we're experimenting with now.
Okay.
And as Kevin mentioned, the Seed team did a lot of iterating to merge into our firmware so that one monolithic repository has terminal firmware for all of these different devices supported. But we're actively working on support for fast refresh and partial refresh.
Okay, awesome. So I think here is a very interesting question from Robert again. Another robot. Does it have a home assistant support? I think this could be a question for both of you. Home assistant support. Ryan first.
So we've been asked to build native home assistant support for over 1 year. And each time we get started, we do have something, but it's not obvious what the single home assistant plugin should look like. Do you want sensors? Do you want table views? Do you want charts and Lovelace graphs?
Yeah.
We also don't want to rebuild all of the wonderful widgets and visual that are provided by Home Assistant natively. So what we've been doing the last couple months is asking the community to build their own small versions. And so I shared earlier in this chat today, actually, 4 community projects that are all live on. Some of them show sensors, some of them show the pool temperature in their backyard, and we are actively developing it, but it will probably be a few more weeks before we have a native Home Assistant plugin live.
Yeah, it's a good start. It's a good start.
Yes. Home Assistant is a great community, so it's actually very happy to hear from Ryan that you are working on that support too. But I think for the hardware side, maybe Kevin, you can share a little bit about our collaborations with Home Assistant as well, and then also the support for this kit.
Yeah, I mean, for hardware, it's just hardware. So my answer should be always yes, it supports Home Assistant. It's just a matter of time and when, because the original shot display already support Home Assistant, but in other way, in ESP Home way. So I personally, we are looking forward that terminal project will finally have a better integration for Home Assistant, that using one license, you have all life of support different products, including Home Assistant. But for other users or makers want to build their own Home Assistant kit, yeah, the hardware is available. Yeah, and there are a few wikis available. I personally also recommend you can give it a try. Yeah, so 2 ways, both works.
Yeah, awesome. So I think actually we got a lot of other questions. Maybe we can answer to that after the live stream, because like the time is kind of like coming up a little bit. So we need to make sure that we have enough time for another round of giveaway. So for this round of giveaway, the terminal team will give away like 3 terminal firmware assets, BYOD assets. So the rules are the same. So all the price will be rewarded in the format of coupon, like the code, which you can use to play the order on the terminal website. And then also the 3 people who answer the questions the fastest will be the winner. So
guys, you are ready?
This round, Ryan will be the one to offering a question, so that let's see who will be the lucky 3 people to be the winner for this round.
Switch to another angle of the camera.
Yeah. Okay. We are on. So
when you guys are ready, say ready, and
yes.
then Ryan pop out the questions.
Yes. Are you guys ready? So let me see one ready in the chat box at least, so that I can give the hint to Ryan to ask the question. Still no?
Yes, here's the question. Approximately how many plugins are there that you can connect to on Terminal? And your number has to be below. If it's too high, it's not correct.
Okay, how many, it's a roughly number, like how many available plugins are available on Terminal?
The answer is already in the speech.
Okay, I think we already got some.
Very nice.
Oh, okay. So I think we already got the right answers. Kevin, could you take a screenshot?
Yeah, sure.
So the winners are Jesus, Daniel, and then also Rich.
Yeah, congratulations.
Congratulations to these 3 winners. And then to claim your prize, please email us at maker@seed.cc to claim the prize. So congratulations again. Okay.
Yeah, hope you guys can have fun with the license.
Yes, because like the access, Ryan, I think you have like a tip for them, right? You don't need to wait for the kit to come, and then you can just using the access to experience the software side, right?
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. So if you want to get involved and get the seed kit and also get our BYOD license, as they mentioned, they're manufacturing now and they might be ready in a week or 2. But on the license side, if you access BYOD, you get to create a terminal account immediately. You can start building plugins, generating screens, setting up your playlist.
It's another, it's happening again. So we just can't like.
Let's make this happy ending. And
Robert even says like every time there is a giveaway, the string dies. No fair, not fair.
All right, it's let's waiting for a little bit about the screen to the final.
Yes, we just wanted to say goodbye. Okay, we got the tips. We need to replace that dial-up line.
Yeah, we just have another live stream last night, so it's all worked perfectly. So yes. I personally I don't know what's happening right now. So yeah,
it's super weird.
Super weird. Never happened before. Yeah. So all right. So I think this already.
Oh, okay. It's also offering 20% off like insights.
It's for network connection.